Hey guys, welcome back to Magic Masters, and I made it Do You Want to Know the Bible Part 1, and those of you who actually have seen that video, which I believe very few, I think you probably were expecting a Part 2, so, well, here it is. So, last time I stopped off, I was about at Cain and Abel. So yeah, from Adam's wife Eve came Cain and Abel and 2 daughters. So Abel, he didn't like his brother, so he brought a offering that God didn't accept when it was time for them to give offerings. So God didn't accept Cain's, but he accepted Abel's. And oh my gosh. So
can we do that again?
After that, at least the next day, Cain trapped one of his sheep in a field and told his brother that his sheep was missing, and he told him to go a certain way and he'd go the other. And then Abel found his sheep. Cain came over and either stabbed him or hit him, causing immediate death. Although he had to hit him a couple times. He did use a very big stone, actually, so he hit him hard a couple times. Well, basically he stoned him, just like they did way after this, but let's not go too far ahead yet because we're still in the beginning of the Bible. I mean, seriously, we're not going to skip. Then we wouldn't know what happened. So guys, and all that's in the book of Genesis. And from Genesis comes to the next book, Exodus. But in Exodus, I don't remember which exact book, but after all this, God created a whole world of humans that came from Cain's family and well, not Abel's family, he died, but and Adam and Eve had another son after Abel died named Seth. So a huge family grew from Adam and Eve and Cain and Seth. So and Noah was in that family tree. And so are we. We're in that tree because we came from some part of that family. We started from Adam and Eve. So, Noah. If you haven't heard of Noah, he was a faithful man to God. And if he commanded him to do something, he'd immediately do it without questioning. Unlike some other people in the Bible. Yeah. But let's not go into that either. Not yet. So, Noah was told by God to build some huge boat called the Ark. And it was to carry all 2 unclean animals, or I've got it backwards, I don't really remember, and 7 clean animals. Yeah, 7 unclean animals and 2 clean animals of each species, except for the dinosaurs. Sadly, they got to get wiped off the planet. Yeah. Dinosaurs got wiped off the planet. They did not get to live. That's kind of sad. Well, if it weren't for that, they'd still be alive. But, so, when the Ark came, when he was done building it, everything and everyone got in. They had food supplies, they had 2 birds, which are really important as we go on through the story of Noah. So God slams a huge door of the Ark shut, and everyone's inside safely after putting a coat of lacquer on the inside and outside to keep it so water can't get in.
It's supposed to be that.
So then, people never heard of rain. They didn't know what it was because they didn't have rain before. So Noah kept warning them while they were mocking him for building a huge boat when there's no water. He said, a huge flood is going to come and God's going to wipe you all. Because God was going to destroy mankind. But Noah and his family were the only ones that God said, you know what, I'll let you live. You build a huge boat and you'll live. So a huge flood came and wiped everyone and everything off the face of the planet except for the boat and Noah's family and the animals. Everything gone. So they were on that boat for 40 years and 40 days. It's pretty crazy. I don't think I could survive that long without going crazy. Yeah, 40 days, right? I still don't think I could go that long without going crazy. So, anyways, so a couple days close to when the flood would go away, Noah took one of a kind of bird, a dove. He took it and let it off out of the boat. And he did this so that it could go bring something back as evidence that the water is lower. The bird brought back a branch. The second time he sent out a dove, it didn't return. Meaning there was land and it was safe for them to, land, yeah. So they got off the land. After that, they made some sacrifices, and sacrifices of the clean animals, because back then, if you were going to sacrifice, you would give your finest, best, and cleanest animals to be sacrificed.
Dad? Mom said you wanted to see me.
Come on in, son.
So that's part. And here's part 2, guys. So
Then I want to talk about
part 2 of Do You Want to Know? Yeah, that just sounds weird. So after Noah comes Moses. You haven't heard of Moses? Well, you really are missing a pretty good man that lived in the Bible. Sadly, Anyways, let's just get on to this. So Moses was a little baby. And back then, the Egyptian Pharaoh commanded all baby boys, firstborn, to be executed.
all baby boys.
Yeah, all baby boys to be executed. It happened, except for Moses. Moses was born during the time execution was starting to happen. So, Moses' mother hid him for 3 months. Quite a long time. After a while, he was too big to hide him anymore. So, she made a basket, put lacquer on it, because they threw them in the Nile River, which has a whole bunch of crocodiles. So basically, they fed babies to the crocodiles. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying, but also pretty sad. I mean, who would do that? Seriously. So, alright, so after a couple years, when Moses was in the Nile, he floated to the Egyptian Pharaoh's palace, where his daughter was bathing in the Nile River. Quite dangerous. I'm glad I wasn't there back then. So the basket floated over to her when she was on the land after she got out of the water. Her servants handed her a towel so she could cover herself. And then she saw the basket. She said, "Servants, bring me that basket and let us see what is in it." And they found the baby. She kept the baby after getting permission from Pharaoh. and he wound up being her son. I guess son-in-law, something like that, you know. So, so as Moses grows up, he has a brother, brother-in-law, actually, because he's not his official brother, but, well, that's mostly because he never had an official brother, so, alright, anyway, so they were fighting for they were doing competition for being Pharaoh or second in command, something like that, and Moses wound up winning and being first in command, no, second, and eventually he walked out and saw a pretty old man getting whipped because they were slaves, and he just didn't like that. So he came over. The Bible doesn't specifically say how he killed him. It doesn't say if he pushed him off from a very high place or if he just killed him on the ground. He killed him. And that's all we know. So he killed him, he buried him, and everyone did not like him after that because that made Pharaoh put harder work on them. Well, I'm sorry, that comes later. So Pharaoh doesn't really believe that his own son-in-law would kill one of his guards. So, but eventually he finds out that he did. So he sends guards after him. So he runs away. And many years later, he had basically old man stuff, you know, beard, all that, from being in the desert a long time. So there were 3 women by a well, and they were giving water to their camels or sheep. No, sheep, I'm sorry. They were giving water to their sheep. And 3 bandits, I guess, I think 3 bandits came over, and they said, no, we're going first. And Moses was right there at the last minute, and he beat them up. Yeah, pretty weird. An old man beats up 3 young men. That's, I mean, he wasn't that old, but seriously, you'd expect better from an adult. I mean, seriously. So after that, Moses climbs up a mountain, like many years later, after marrying one of those women that were at the well. And he married Zipporah. And after that, like many years later, he went on top of a hill and he found a bush. And it was on fire, but it wasn't burning. And he heard a voice that said, take off thy sandals, for thou art standing on holy ground. And he was starting to wonder who's talking, because that's kind of weird. He's never heard the voice of God before. But I'm going to continue this later, guys. So I'll make part 3. I'll see you guys later. See you next time. Bye.